We love Arsenal.
Oh yes.
We are Arsenal.
No mercy.
We're Arsenal. Forever. We are Arsenal.
Road to Wembley.
We love Arsenal.
Oh yes.
We are Arsenal.
Can't stop us.
We're Arsenal. Forever. Tony Adams. Ray Parlour.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Arsenal Transfer News. This is Armoury TV under FTB Sports, and today I have with me the residents. We have Mr. SilvaFox AFC. How you doing, sir? You good?
You can see me today.
We can, and you look lovely. Why don't you bring yourself on camera more often? Flipping it, look here. And Gumsa, how we doing, sir? You looking good? You all right? Oh, he's not looking impressed.
Oh,
He's just
gone.
he's gone. King.
Just get him off already.
King, how you doing, sir? Our celebrity pundit here. How you doing, sir? You good?
All good, man. All good. Yeah.
It's great to have you guys.
For today's show.
Yeah, no, it's great to have you guys on, and really and truly, there's a few little bits for us to get through today, and what I wanted to do and what I was hoping to do is obviously, the amount of interaction we get, with people and everything, is that we try and do this every other day, because there's a lot, Arsenal, everyone's linked with us, be it rightly or wrongly, whatever. If they've got two legs, they're linked with us. But look, listen, what we try and do, we try and, separate the laugh with the true stuff. And there's a couple of things going out today. And first and foremost, what I want, it seems to be gathering pace along the media, is RUBEN NEVES. And Mr. SilvaFox, I want to start with you. I mean, is this something that you would be happy with? Let's just say we're getting rid of, if Xhaka leaves, no Torreira, no Guendouzi, we're not sure about as well, up in air. Maitland-Niles as well, we're not sure what's going on with him. So that's 5 players there I've just wheeled off, really, that could most probably be leaving the club. RUBEN NEVES, is that something that will add something to our team?
I think so. I'd welcome. I mean, I've seen a lot of reactions, negative ones, on social regarding RUBEN NEVES. But if you look at the Wolves team that you played, you think last season, you had a great season last season. Season just gone. Wolves are hampered with all sorts of injuries and suspensions and that, and he couldn't really get into his game, especially with the likes of Jimenez being injured for such a large amount of time. But he is a good player. I think defensively he's improved as well. I was looking at the numbers earlier, and I'm pretty sure his defensive numbers have gone up. And he can create. He's good at his through balls, and the forward passes. That's what we want in our team.
Does he improve us though? That's the question. Does he improve us? And would you see that as a player taking us to another level?
Well, it's all about bringing the ball forward, and we've had problems with that this season, haven't we? From that area. So, and he does it well, and he's done it well for Portugal as well when he has played for Portugal. So, I'd welcome him in. No problem.
King, same question, I guess. Is this something that we can have?
Well, yeah. I think we need to remember that this guy, if you talk to anyone from Portugal, this is a guy who has always been looked on very favourably. Has played international football since he was 17. He's the youngest player to have captained his former club Porto, age 17. So that shows how highly they rated him. And look, like what he brings to the table is, I think defensively I'd agree with SilvaFox. He's improved, but I would see him more as a deep lying playmaker than a CDM. What he's going to bring you,
like Jorginho does for Chelsea kind of role. Would you see him doing that? Yeah,
like possessively carrying the ball forward, passing the ball forward more incisively and more readily. taking more risks with passing the ball forward, giving the sort of service to the forward players in the attacking midfield and striking positions, much more options, and getting the ball to them more quickly. But also his late arrivals in and around and into the box. He's got a lethal shot from outside the box. Obviously his highlight reel of goals from outside the box it's an absolute it's a thing of beauty. And he's dangerous at set pieces as well, as we found out last season, unfortunately. I think I'd agree with what's Mr. Fox was saying. Last season probably wasn't his best, but I don't think it was for any Wolves player. I think Jimenez getting injured made their heads drop, and I think looking back now that Nuno's left, you could see that his head wasn't probably in last season in a way it had been in previous seasons as well, and that fed into the players a lot as well. One caveat I would say, I don't want it to be an either-or situation between Basuma and Neves. I still think we should bring him both in. And if it was an either-or thing, I would still take Basuma over Neves.
No, I would agree with you on that 100%. And with both what you and MrSilvaFox have stated there. One thing that I would say, Gumsa, and I'd like to bring you in here, is that, is he an upgrade on Xhaka?
Yep.
And if so, right, how much do we then get for Xhaka, and how much do we then spend on Neves? What is then a fair price? I mean, because obviously, okay, fair enough. We looks like if Neves and Xhaka, I don't think are going to be in our same squad. I don't think. I actually think Xhaka is probably gone. We saw a few stats on him, score stats on them both, comparing them. Wasn't much between them, but you're readily saying that he's an upgrade on Xhaka.
Yeah. For me, I don't know if you remember one of the first streams that I've been on with you guys, I spoke about the need for either a Tielemans or Ruben Neves. I've called them two for the last 2 years. Yes, Xhaka improved this year, but as I've said from a long time, to me, he's a bit cowardly. He doesn't want the ball from the back line. Unless he's in the right pocket or the right space. He doesn't take much pressure off us. I think Ruben Neves will be a difference maker for us. I've previously said, remember a few weeks ago, we spoke about the Basuma thing. And as much as I would love Basuma, I think he's very similar to Partey. And in fact, we need something a bit different in there as well. So I'm not, again, with Gunnar, I'm with him. It's not an either or thing for me. It's a get both. And I think there's games where Ruben Neves should be starting in the midfield, and there's games where it should be Basuma Partey. So ideally, when you're playing the so-called big four, you then go with the strength of Basuma and Partey. And if you're now playing a game where you're going to dictate the game, I'll go with Neves and Partey or Basuma. I think Partey's age is 29 Partey is. Yep. So Basuma at 22, there's no, if that's your free. If that's your free, do you know what I mean? So Partey, you might be saying, Partey's a 2 year until, do you know what I mean? And you give Basuma time, you then don't put all the pressure on him for now, do you know what I mean? So, I think we've got to act like a big club. You look at City, they're not interested if Rodri is going to be happy or Fernandinho is going to be happy. We've got both of them. You can look at Bernardo Silva, Mahrez, you got Gundogan, all those guys have to rotate, do you know what I mean? They don't play 38 games a season. Do you know what I mean? They've got two players for each position, and we need to be operating like that. We need two quality players.
Just one thing, just before yourself, King. One thing that I would actually disagree. I think this year is a year where we can actually have a settled team, a settled 1 to 11. Right?
Yeah. I do agree with that.
Every game, and to get that continuity, and I think it would be good. Because for so many years we never know our best first 11. There's always certain things, maybe a player's kind of have hit a bit of form or whatever. But I
think as well. Sorry,
no, go on, King. Just one thing also as well, Jason. How you doing, sir? Afternoon.
I was going to say, with the three of them, because at the moment we play 4-2-3-1, right?
Yeah.
But with the three of them, Basuma, Partey, and Neves, you could actually do a 4-3-3. You could, take out a number 10, against a team where you do want that creativity, but you also want that bit of steel. Sacrifice a number 10, get your creativity coming from your wing forwards or inverted wingers or wide kind of advanced playmakers with overlapping fullbacks. But what you've got then is stability in the middle of the park. If you're coming against, say, a City or a Chelsea, if you looked at how they played the Champions League finals, they both flooded midfield. You got the three of those guys.
Yeah.
In the center, you're not getting overrun. You can control the middle of the park that way. So I don't think as well that bringing both of them in means you always have to sacrifice one of them.
Yeah, and to touch on what Gunnar's saying, touch on what you're saying, I do agree with.
I think it's solid. I think it's bloody solid. And there's enough creativity in there, and there would be with the front three to get things done. That's me personally. I think. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, just one more thing with that as well. With what Gunnar's saying, we're playing a three of them in there. What you see with Liverpool, they got quite a steely three, haven't they? With Wijnaldum, Fabinho, and Henderson. And that might allow Pepe to cheat a little bit more, where you say, actually, you haven't got to keep getting back in your own half and defending because
the creativity, there isn't that much creativity with those three players. If you really
no,
want
it's not at all. It's not at all. They're workhorses in there. Do you know what I mean? So you almost then you can allow either Saka or Smith Rowe on the left. You can allow Pepe on the right to do a little less, and even Aubameyang at top. Look where Aubameyang's starting position is sometimes. It's in the centre circle in our half.
Yeah.
So do you know what I mean? So sometimes it might be actually you lot can stay a bit higher, and we've got energy in the midfield to win that ball back and now hit you early, and you're nice and high. And now we're creating a threat going forward. So I'm not again. I think all three of them would be, and then you then have a Willock or someone as your backup. Do you know what I mean? If you've got him around. But for me, that three going forward would be brilliant.
Just the last thing then on Neves. I mean, there's a lot of noise coming out of it. Do you think the price is fair, Mr. SilvaFox? What do you think of the price?
Yeah, I mean it's fair. I say it's fair. We get a bit of money for Xhaka, and that kind of halves it for us, doesn't it? Really. One thing I will say about having Neves in our team is obviously the African Cup of Nations in January. So we're going to need someone like Neves in that midfield. But say if we did get Bissouma, we got Partey that'd be going. So we really need that. El Neni would be gone as well. It'd be mad. I think January we'll go sleep.
Pepe and Aber as well. Pepe and Harry, 5 of them could be gone.
Flip's sake.
I know. It's mad.
Then they put the last African Cup of Nations in the summer, and now they've just switched it back now, haven't they, to January, February.
But this is why I think, all in all, I think good teams have a rotation of 4 central midfielders to pick from. And I think what Gumsa touched on there with Willock kind of still being at that young age and being happy to kind of shadow these guys, learn from these guys, train with them and get better week in, week out as well. He will get game time.
The only thing with that King is that with him doing what he did with Newcastle, he might say, I'm not prepared to wait anymore. You see what I can do. You know what I can do. You've seen you've seen it.
Well, look, I mean, if he wants to go, he wants to go. I definitely think between him and Ainsley Maitland-Niles, we want him, and we do feel he's got a future. As Gumsa said, Partey's no spring chicken at 28, 29 years old. Do you know what I mean? But good teams prepare for the future. And I think if you get rid of Xhaka, you get rid of Ainsley Maitland-Niles, you get rid of Guendouzi, Torreira, and I'd even say El Neni as well. Those five, selling those. Yeah.
You could. Wolves wanted him, didn't they? Well, I don't know, it'd be a different manager now. But if they still wanted Niles, we could find him in the deal.
Exactly. So I mean that gives you options. But I think if you get rid of those 5 midfielders, Xhaka, El Neni, Torreira, Guendouzi, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, not only have you made squad space and wages available, you can say to Willock, look, we've created this space for you, and we've brought in these better midfielders for you to play with, to develop your own game as well. Party's no spring chicken. There's a clear pathway to the first team, you know, to intermittently. And when we get back into Europe and we need the big squad again, you're definitely going to get more games again. You know, and maybe if he doesn't want to, even if it's just another loan again, you know, to keep him around.
Yeah.
I see what Willock's done, and I'm like, I think when you get rid of those 5 players, is it necessary to get rid of Willock?
True. No, I hear you. I totally hear what you're saying, and I agree with your main points there, 100%. I think Willock is someone that we need to keep around. Maitland-Niles might be someone that we could probably be looking to cash in on this summer. As sad as it is, because I do rate Maitland-Niles, but the thing is that I think he's kind of stalled in the last couple of years, to be fair. What I want to do is then, I guess, move on to, we've obviously touched on the point of Bissouma, is the new sound bites from Bissouma's camp is the fact that he's instructed his agent to say that he wants to come to us. Now, hey, it could be everyone playing games here. You just don't know whether it's a ploy to get Liverpool to actually bid, and to it might be that, or it might be something in a case of, look, Arsenal, get your finger out. The fact is it's like, do you actually believe, Gumsa, that we will get this deal done for Bissouma? I think everybody is in agreement that we need a Bissouma at our club. Even if let's just say, if all the midfielders that we have stayed, Bissouma is someone that we need at our club. Do you think we will actually do the business and go out and get him? Gumsa?
Sorry, mate. Yeah, I feel we will. I honestly think we're going to get him this year.
Rate of 1 to 10, what's your confidence on that?
Sorry, can you hear me, guys?
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So I've got a little inside information. That know someone who knows.
That's what they like on the Armoury
at Brighton.
Okay.
Yeah, I know someone who knows someone at Brighton, and they've said they want more first team football next season. And the talk was that the manager's giving him assurances one of the bigger players are leaving.
Oh.
Well, on that point, I guess then, King, let's come to you. You know, are we putting 2 and 2 together and coming up with 5? Or, you know, with that little bit there, could that then be, you know, a cryptic kind of, look, you will be paying more because Bissouma's leaving?
The deal's there to be done. He's an Arsenal fan. You know, like, this guy has made no secret of it. You know, he's, you know, when we played our last game of the season, you saw him talking with Agent Pepe, you know, kind of showing him, you know, that's where your family would sit when they're watching you play games and all that jazz. And look, obviously he played with Pepe and Gabriel at Lille. So he's got the link up there, and he's got Pepe's agent as well. So we've got a good relationship with his representation. But I keep hearing these noises that he's not one of our main targets. Whether we're doing that to throw other teams off and to keep the price down, or whether we're genuine and that he's not one of our main targets, and our scouting network and our manager is just clearly he's lost the plot, I don't know. But from what I can see, this guy wants this move.
Yeah.
The fans want this move. You know, like Pepe, you can see, wants this move. The way they were talking, it was like they've got a good friendship, you know, like they both, you know, represent the Ivory Coast as well. So he's got family from the Ivory Coast, but he represents Mali as well. So yeah. So do
you think we need
to get this deal done?
Do you trust us to do that though? Do you actually trust us?
I've lost a lot of trust I didn't really have much trust in who we've got pulling the strings behind getting deals done to begin with. There seems to be a lot of calamity there. We're going to probably get into it with the Buendia situation, and previous windows as well have not instilled me with confidence. But I think we can get this deal done based on how much he wants it done, the player himself.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. SilvaFox, obviously adding to going on from what Gumsa was saying about the Brighton's grandman's uncle's niece, former roommate, or something like that. You know, do you think
I
that?
think this could be this could
Sorry?
be the one that goes on for quite a while. This could be the one that goes on for quite a while. You know, there's
Yeah.
always that one transfer, similar to Partey. I reckon we're probably looking at something like that. I think it'll get done. He wants it. We want it. The club wants it. It'll get done.
Yeah. Gumsa, do you want to finish off what you were saying about the?
Sorry, my signal's really bad. But I know someone who knows one of the playing staff at Brighton. Plays a similar position, and he wasn't happy with the amount of minutes he got last season. So he had his end of season meeting, and Potter assured him that one of the big players is leaving. So take of it what you want.
Yeah.
And he said he's no secret he wants out and he wants to come to Arsenal. So yeah, I feel it can be on the day.
Physically big
Yeah,
players.
he wanted to be big players in that position. So there's only one of them. He's the biggest player, isn't he? So yeah, fingers crossed. I think we get it done. And again, it might be one of them ones there. It's a bit like Partey last year, where it might be easier to get done. So actually, we'll focus our attentions early on other things, which might take a bit longer.
Do you know what? Do you know what? Just on that, Gumsa, this is my theory. Okay, right? We caught it our big time last year, right? Big time. It was ridiculous. I actually think we're going to go back in for him. You know.
Yep.
I really do. I don't think. I think Buendia was. Yeah, it would have been a nice to have.
It'd be cheaper.
Sorry.
It'd be cheaper now.
Yeah. Awal will definitely be cheaper this year. Definitely be cheaper this year. I think he'll probably be around the same price as Buendia. And I actually think that we're going to get him. I don't know. It's just the way that we caught him last year. If he still wants to come, I think that's probably one of the things that we're actually working on. But that's just me in a way. That's just me thinking. One of the transfer news to kind of stories to come out is the youngster from Germany. His name's Riedler Baku. Full name Boat Riedler Nzuzi Baku. There you go. That's a mouthful. I'm sure he'll just have Baku on the back of his shirt. But listen, German under 21 player, right back. And do you know what? He's an absolute beast. I know you shouldn't do scouting via YouTube or whatever, but do you know what? He is that type of player that don't take no BS. You know, in a tackle, fast, technically astute as well, and powerful. King, are you aware of this guy at all? And obviously, we're in great and dire need of a right back. Could you see this guy fitting in? You know, with how he is on the ball and the way that we play, and in today's games, you know, you've got to be technically, gifted as well as powerful as well. This guy fits it. He's from Wolfsburg, by the way.
Yeah, I'm aware of him. Obviously, the brother-in-law's German, diehard Frankfurt fan. So, you know, he keeps me up to date with everything going on in German football. He was sat down yesterday watching the final against Portugal that they won 1-0. Yeah. An assist for him again. I think he got 3 assists in this tournament from right back. So yeah, he offers a lot going forward. But yeah, as you said, defensively, he does not suffer any fault. Like this guy, he will just come in. He's you know, like no one's getting their CDs back, man. Like he's just literally just taking man down. Yeah, like just coming. His physicality is really well suited to the Premier League in general. He's very quick. He's got that recovery pace. And I think if you look back at our more successful teams in the Premier League era, you had those defenders that had like the physicality and the recovery pace. You know, I look at his qualities as being a halfway house like a love child of Sagna and Lauren, because he offers what Lauren does going forward, but defensively he has the qualities to develop into a player like Sagna as well. I think he's a very well-rounded fullback. I think he'll be available at
He's
a
got 6
fraction.
goals and 6 assists in 31 appearances in Bundesliga
Yeah.
last year.
That's incredible.
That's ridiculous.
That's incredible.
And I think he'll be available at a fraction of the cost of, say, a Max Aarons, an Hakimi, and other right backs that we're looking at. Obviously, Emerson, Barcelona have exercised their buyback clause now for 9 million. They might still sell him, but obviously they're going to do that at a profit. I just think I've got good feelings about Baku in terms of what he can bring to the table, and I think it's a realistic option for us, and one that would be affordable. We could probably offset with the sale of Bellerin, and probably still maybe even have money in the bank. You know,
He's valued at 22 million euros. So
for me, I think
that could be a break even, really and truly, you would say.
Exactly that. I think if it could be a break-even transfer, it could leave us money to obviously develop, invest in other areas. And I think he offers similar sort of traits and qualities to Tierney, so he would bring balance, to our attacking.
I think what would be great and what we need is basically a right fullback in the ilk of a Tierney that offers the exact same thing on the other side, because teams know that we're one-sided in that respect. It was different, obviously, when we had Cole, Perez, and Henry. That no one could stop that anyway, even if you tried. But folks, anything regarding Baku? King, I fully endorse what you've just stated there about him. Mr. SilvaFox, anything to add regarding this kid?
No, I just agree with what
Munich for him. That's probably his next call, right? Bayern Munich.
There's every possibility. But if we notice him now, let's go in for him now. Let's not wait, because he's the kind of player that will go. Like King says, he's great at the back. He's great going forward. He can play right wing back. He can play right back. He can even play right winger. Yeah. So
yes.
It just says a lot about the player.
Anywhere along the right. From time he's a right winger, you know, and you know that he's tough in that challenge, etc. Listen,
and I think where he used to play on the wing, that's what's developed his technical ability.
Yes.
And his ability going forward as well.
Yep. Yeah, no, 100%. And the thing is as well, he's a good height, just under 1.80 m, which is a good height for players. So he won't be lacking in that aerial ability as well. Just want to touch on, before we do leave, on the whole Windows situation. Listen, I mean, me personally, yes, it would have been I don't know. I think, are we all just itching for a signing? Are we really right to kind of be upset that that we didn't get this one over the line? Did we actually really push to get this one over the line? And you know what? Do we have other targets in place which we're working on, which are more important than Buendia? Notably, someone like a Hassan or another attacking midfielder. I mean, King, anything to? What are your thoughts on it all?
Well, there's a lot of thoughts. I think, look, I don't want to sit here. I'm not salty. I've seen a lot of Arsenal fans say, well, he's shit, or he's come from the Championship. Excuse my French. How good would he have been anyway? In his last Premier League season with Norwich, only Grealish and KDB created more chances than this guy. He's a good player. He's got better in the Championship. 15 goals, 15 assists, albeit in the Championship. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say this guy wouldn't have improved our squad, because he 100% would have. Okay. From the right wing position or as a number 10, I definitely feel he would have improved our squad. A few things, our PR team are coming out and saying he wasn't our top target. Well, why were we going for him in the first place?
Yeah,
that begs the question. I think we need to
But
strengthen.
did we? Because Norwich never said that. That they received a bid. Did we make a
Well,
bid?
I mean, I'm getting mixed messages. I'm hearing that we made. Some are saying we made one bid for 30 million. Some are saying we made another improved bid of 35 million, but we structured the deal with more add-ons and less upfront than Aston Villa. Aston Villa have come in and offered pretty much all of the 33 million they're paying up front for him, which is why they kind of.
So then are we then saying then it's a case of Norwich not accepting our bid and not the player, refusing us?
I think I've heard that the personal terms were agreed with the player. Essentially what happened is Villa came in with a better bid for both Norwich and the player, in terms of, because we couldn't get, and it wasn't down to money and it wasn't down to Arsenal not being an attractive proposition. We've got Smith Rowe and Saka and Pepe. He is a right winger who can play as a
Are we still working on Odegaard?
Yeah, well, this is what I was going to get at as well. So firstly, in the first instance, he can play as a right winger and a cam. So we've got Pepe, Smith Rowe, and Saka, and what we've said is you will play amongst those players, but we're not going to just guarantee you first team football like that. You're going to have to compete with these players. Yeah, be it on the right wing or in the cam positions. We know that Smith Rowe and Saka, as I keep saying, as young players, can't play 20 or 30 games a season. He's obviously 20. He's 24.
Yeah.
So there is that. But Aston Villa have come in and said, you're going to have a clearer path to the first team.
Because you got to remember now, our fixture list is Premier League and the 2 cups. That is it.
I think what we thought as well is that we could get him for 30 million when no one else was going in for him. And I think Odegaard, we could probably get for between 40 to 50 million. And we thought, well, let's see if we can get this guy for 30. And maybe even get Odegaard on a loan with an option or obligation to buy. Yeah. If we have to pay 40 million for him, fair enough. But let's see if there are alternatives that are a bit more within the price range. Yeah. And then as soon as Aston Villa have come in and inflating it to 40, we thought, hang about, we can have Odegaard for 40.
And we know Odegaard.
And he's got more experience at top level. And not only that, we know he's a known entity. And Hassam Aouar, as you've said, he's available for half the price now. They were holding out for 50 million last season. The agent fees and the personal terms that they wanted agreed last season were also astronomical. The French league financially is going through.
It's only PSG who are there. But I think Kings.
The team didn't qualify for any of the European places, just like us. Yeah. So that's increased their need to sell players and get players off the wage bill. And it's similar to the Sancho situation with United, where now we can get them at a more affordable price. And again, we thought, hang on, we could pay 35 or 40 for Buendia or get Aouar for a comparable price, maybe cheaper. And he's a fully fledged international. Buendia is only getting his international debut now.
Yeah.
And he's been playing at top flight football in the French league, which invariably is whatever. I'd never use this Farmers League tag, right? But if you are going to compare the top French division to the Championship, and say that they're comparable in quality,
and also Champions League as well.
That's just ridiculous. So
you got to say also, Aouar's been playing in Europe.
Yeah,
as well. I mean, look, we know Aouar's a French. He's knocking on that door of being a regular French international as well, and there's no mean feat to get into that French international squad. Mr. SilvaFox, I mean, you got any thoughts for yourself or heard any rumours regarding how we acted on that particular transfer at all?
I honestly think that we have a very reactionary fan base, and a lot are just desperate for transfers to come in, no matter what the players are. And
it's not even opened yet.
It's not even opened yet. And yes, I'm not saying he wouldn't have improved our team, because he would have. But obviously, I don't even think he's one of our main targets. And I think you hit the nail on the head about Aouar. I honestly think there could be some substance to that. I really do. But yeah, for Buendia himself, I think it's a good move because obviously he wants to play regularly and he will at Villa. So for the player, it's a good move.
Yeah.
And as King says about Aouar, yeah, I can just only echo what you guys are saying about it. So yeah, I can't say I'm too upset. I would like to have seen him come, but I ain't crying about it.
No,
Plenty of time to go.
Look, and you've just been echoed there by Pyro Destiny. Well said, Mr. Silver Fox. We need to upgrade our current squad, not just any Tom, Dick, and Harry. Excellent, guys. I want to bring this to a close and thank you guys immensely for this afternoon. Listen, we're going to try and do this a lot more, and yeah, I just say, guys, have a great day. And we'll be back, no doubt, soon enough. From our boss.
I can't change that my hair is perfecto.
And from us at the Armoury.
I love it.
Guys,
I just love it.
take care.
We are Arsenal.
Wembley bound.
We love Arsenal.
Oh yes,
We are Arsenal.
no mercy.